everybody.
What's up? I'm SarahTheRebel.
And I'm OhCatrina.
And this is
Woman Up Podcast. If you're new here, this is a podcast wherein two crazy feminist cat ladies talk about comics, gaming, superheroes, and everything else geeky.
And sometimes we have a guest who we'll introduce in a moment. Every other Wednesday at 8 p.m. we run down our favorite nerdy news topic of the week, then share some chick pics, and before we do things. Hey, I was Catrina today.
We also answer questions at the end. We write scripts for this, and we still screw up.
Unless you're an asshole. We will not answer your questions.
We don't answer your questions if you're a jerk. So, just a heads up for you jerks.
For returning people, welcome back. We missed you. And for people listening to us in the future on allgames.com or iTunes, hello, future people.
Hello.
Tell us if you have floating shoes.
Today is Poe Dameron Day, and we
Damn.
Poe Dam sign.
Dude.
We decided that today was Poe Dameron Day because it is the release of his title comic, Poe Dameron, written by Charles Soule with art by the amazing Phil Noto. And so to join us today is none other than Geek Girl Diva, journalistic pop culture writer extraordinaire.
Oh gosh, that's really nice of you.
Please tell
the folks a little bit about yourself.
Oh gosh. Let's see. I don't know. Ask me something. I blog, I tweet, I talk way too much on Twitter. If you follow me, I apologize. I am on the Force Cult podcast with my my lovely and awesome co-hosts Jordy White and Brian Baxter and Travis English, and I miss you guys, and what, I don't know, I blog about stuff that I geek girl about, and I'm really lucky that I get to do that, so there you go.
Yay! Woo. But before all that, it's time for Newsflash!
I'm gonna buy you guys a sound machine.
If you would like to.
We're totally open to a sound. We're gonna be those two, you know that Nick Kroll skit where it's those two terrible DJs?
There you go.
No, we're like the guys from the show where, no.
We're gonna know.
One of them has blonde hair, one of them has black hair, wears a hat.
Huh?
Oh, Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
Oh, God.
Wayne's World. We're like the guys from Wayne's World.
That's not a bad thing.
That's a pretty good thing. I like
should
it.
remind everyone on the actual podcast that I just had surgery this morning, so
Yes.
I'm gonna do my best.
She's doing her best. So let's get right into the news. We picked 3 news stories to talk over this week. One of them is a Batman vs. Superman mini review. I think all of us have seen it at this point now. Okay, don't worry about it. Do you mind if we spoil it?
We can do it without spoilers.
What could you
I
possibly
mean, it's pretty
spoil for me
easy
at
to do
this
without
point?
spoil. I mean, there's a lot of spoilers out there, and I trust that they're pretty commonplace. So,
I bet his parents died.
If you don't spoilers, if you do not want to hear any spoilers, I will
mute
do
us.
This
Yeah.
when we are done so that
I'll
you can
do this.
unmute us.
Yeah. We won't take too long on this.
But really, what could you be spoiled on?
Hey, nothing.
Some people.
Rocks fall, everybody dies.
Some people live in Europe and they don't get movies until the 50s. I don't know.
In the future 50s.
2050
Why do I feel like the future
is when Europe is getting
Are you
Star
trying to
Wars.
pretend the 50s
A New
are
Hope.
coming up? Because they are.
I said.
So let's get some thoughts on each of the characters really quick, I guess, between me and Sarah. What did you think of Batman and Superman, Sarah?
So, for Batman, I will tell you a thing I liked and a thing I didn't like. The thing I liked is that he actually solved mysteries.
Yeah, that's cool.
He was a detective, which I feel like I don't ever get to see.
You never get to see Bruce have a job.
And he was really just solving a mystery the entire time. So I appreciated that. And I appreciated that it was him having to fight against the quicker way to get the job done to solve the mystery, and that he was not rewarded for kicking everyone's butt. He was rewarded for using his head. Appreciated that. I did not appreciate that it was a video game called Arkham Knight. Literally moves were taken straight from the video game. Just, okay, Batman hates boats. Awesome.
I guess for me, I'm actually pretty okay with Ben Affleck's portrayal of Bruce Wayne.
I think he did fine.
I think he did fine. I mean, he's not like the bestest best, but out of what
out
of what he could have been, out of what he could have been, he was all right. Henry Cavill continues to be a beautiful wall as Superman.
I forgot to say I felt about him.
Yeah. Oh, how did you feel about Superman?
I hated him. I hated him with a passion, but to be fair, I don't like normal Superman. Kill me, internet. I don't care. Come at me, bro. I don't find Superman to be a compelling superhero, and you would think making him darker would make me like him a little more, but that is absolutely not true. He's still a boring superhero to me.
She's just, you see how she just did that? She's just like, put it down.
Layers.
Layered it on.
Layers.
Wow, that's like a hate pizza.
I don't like him, deal with it.
Yeah, Superman has never been a standout character to me, and I know that a lot of people are kind of obsessed with the whole, like, how does a god handle being human story, which is cool, but I have Wonder Woman for that.
I still want to know how he managed to have sex with Lois Lane and not break her in half.
I don't know, maybe he was very gentle. Maybe he just simply went in her and vibrated gently, like he does with his face. Supposedly his face is just constantly vibrating, so people never quite see what Superman looks like. Maybe he just, like, he put it in.
Oh, that's my new favorite theory.
Put it in.
Wow.
Just let it rumble. Let the rumble pack happen.
Yes!
Yes! Rumble pack.
Goodness. Wow, that's gonna be the new DLC. Real quick, I guess, thoughts on the plot, and then we'll talk about the important stuff, which is Wonder Woman.
Sure. I think the plot made very little sense. I think I get the storyline they are setting up. I'm pretty sure I get what's going to happen based on the dream sequences and all this stuff, and the things that Lex Luthor said. Oh, real quick about Lex. I actually really liked Jesse Eisenberg's character that he created. I absolutely hated that he was named Lex Luthor Jr. And felt they should have just picked another bad scientist.
He was?
Yeah, he wasn't even Lex Luthor. He was Lex Luthor Jr.
Well, it's better than him being Lex Luthor, because then it would have just burned the down.
That's true.
They could have picked an actual, like, mad scientist for that character. And, you know, Gail Simone was like, oh, this is the first villain I actually felt scared about. And I was like, Gail, you tripping. But then I thought about it. In the scene where he is speaking with that senator lady, I was actually, the entire time, nervous that he was about to murder the shit out of her. And, I mean, I don't feel that very often in movies where I actually am, oh my god, I don't know what's going to happen. So I do have to give him credit for that, but I hate that that's who they tried to make him.
Yeah, I feel like it was a very bland soup that they threw some really nice seasoned chicken pieces into. And, like, then the chicken pieces just got soggy and lost in the soup. And that is how this Batman versus Superman feels to me. It's just a soggy, disappointing soup.
Soggy soup.
Yeah, it was like a soup that you were supposed to be excited on because it was like, oh, I'm going to eat this soup because I went on a diet and I feel really good about myself. And then you eat it and you're like, fuck, I'm having a chocolate bar.
Yes.
Yes.
So the plot didn't make any sense, and, like, why did they do it? Also, Lois Lane got to be a damsel 82 times in this movie.
82 times. Mercy got fridged right off the bat.
I think she's going to come back as a cyborg someday.
I hope so, yeah. I thought she was going to be a cyborg initially, so that's definitely
That
a good
made
thing.
no sense. You're telling me this man can move so quick, he can do all these things, he can be around the world in a second, but he couldn't move anyone from that room? Nobody? Not a single person? He couldn't hear that bomb? He couldn't just take the bomb guy and shut him out? No. Also, Lois Lane communicating like this the entire time. Wait, I gotta take off my glasses so I can do it properly. Okay, wait, hang on.
Wow.
That's how she did most of her.
That's impressive.
Smoldering.
You and I have different definitions of smoldering.
Yeah. That's like how I smolder, though. That's like.
Is that the one, like, I took off my glasses?
Now the important part. Wonder Woman. Yay. Wonder Woman was a fun part of the movie. I wish that there was more of her, but the one thing I came out of this movie excited about was Wonder Woman. The movie's gonna be fun. The photos look amazing. What do you think, Sarah, of the
So first, Wonder Woman herself, I really enjoyed that she had a battle grid and she was having a good time fighting. That's the Wonder Woman I want to see.
I heard about that.
I am disappointed. Gal Gadot told us that she was going to gain muscle mass, and she gained supposedly 17 pounds of muscle, and yet they didn't add any CGI muscles to her, so she still looked like a little bit beautiful twig. I am not excited for the picture because they had an opportunity there to put a black woman as the lead with Philippus, I believe her name is, and they chose to have all the lead women as white women. And they are also all like Gal Gadot, supermodels, svelte, skinny women. And you would think with a show like Supergirl on the air, where every time Supergirl crosses her arm, she looks like a badass biatch, that they would see that muscles don't make us not like women. So, could we
Fair
have
enough.
muscles, please?
Yeah, I think it's the armor making them look a lot more bulky than they are to me. So I agree. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I guess the question would be what it looks like what Gal Gadot looks like in normal. You know what I mean? Like if you just looked at her arm like in a tank top.
Yes.
Would she look more kind of, bulked up?
Right, and instead, that's not what they do with any superheroes. You know, they usually add a little CGI muscle to them, and that she apparently did not get that treatment. Sorry, they said we're a little low, so I'm adjusting the microphone. It is.
That is an incredibly phallic microphone.
My microphone looks like a wonderful penis, guys. It looks like the kind of penis you want in your home.
Actually, if that penis was in my home, I'd be afraid.
Yeah, this penis is
Yes.
kind of threatening.
Man, you guys are weak sauce.
Girl.
I'll take that penis all day. Not right now.
Okay, now seriously, I want to hold it up so
I'm not
people can
gonna
get an
touch
idea
that.
of how big it is.
You
I
can
would
all
never
look up
touch
the-
it.
I would
Mic.
like to point out that it is basically about the size of this can.
Yeah.
Like
But a little shorter.
there's a hand reference.
Yep. There you go.
You're brave.
So Sarah, take it away. I mean, do you have any last thoughts before we move on?
I personally really, I'm excited for Wonder Woman, but just pretty much because, like, I'm excited to see Wonder Woman on the big screen.
Yeah.
And she's the only, personally, I really, like, I'm sorry guys, but I have no interest in seeing Batman versus Superman. Zack Snyder is just too emo
I only
for
saw it
me.
because it was free, and I had to sit through a video of Zack Snyder talking about subtlety.
Yeah.
Because it was-
What?
Because the people who hosted that free show was like Dolby Blacker Blacks, so also they kept saying the sentence Blacker Blacks, which was really awkward and embarrassing to Mark and being like, I'm offended, you're racist. It was great. But then they kept playing these videos of Zack Snyder welcoming us, and he kept saying words like subtlety and subtle details, and everyone was kind of like, the fuck?
I'm beginning to think that maybe
Subtlety, where
Zack
you can't
Snyder just
see.
lives in a world where it's a cross. I don't know.
But yeah, he lives
So
in Brownie.
I'm going to wait, and honestly, I'm probably just going to end up like borrowing somebody's DVD or waiting until it's on pay cable, and then I can just fast forward and watch Gal Gadot because she's the one I'm stoked for.
Oh, to have the courage of a white male superhero director. It's the unabashed, I know what I'm doing,
here's-
I'm so right.
You know how I'm weird though? Here's how I'm weird. I really I'm not interested in a lot of his movies. The one movie of his I actually not only own but genuinely like is Sucker Punch.
Really?
Yes, and the
Interesting.
funny thing about Sucker Punch is okay,
It's a
some of
music
the stuff-
video.
It is, which is why I like it.
Yeah.
It's not like emotionally deep. I'm not but I think all the fantasy sequences are gorgeous. I love my badass ladies
Nice.
dressed like that. I personally was like, yes, that's how I would dress if I was that size. And so yeah, it's funny. It's like the one movie where everybody was basically upset with him for being kind of sexist. I'm like, gosh, I love you. And then this one, I'm like,
Yeah,
So-
it seemed, it was really pretty boring.
send your hate mail to at Geek Girl Diva on Twitter.com.
Sarah, what info do you bring on the Mass Effect
Oh, we
Andromeda
forgot to
leak?
wave that spoilers are over. Okay, waving
Okay.
that Superman.
Spoilers
versus
are
Batman
over!
is
Ah!
However, now we're gonna have some spoilers for Mass Effect 4. No, I'm just kidding. I won't spoil it.
Hey!
Basically, you can Google if you want to, but there was a leak about Andromeda 4. Sorry, why am I saying Andromeda 4? I'm so on
Mass
the
Effect 4
Mass
Andromeda.
Effect 4 Andromeda. Information about it has been leaked because of a survey. Now remember, those surveys are usually companies trying to see if they want to do certain things. But for all intents and purposes, it sounds a lot like Dragon Age Inquisition in space. You're visiting planets, you're having events that just pop up. I won't talk about the actual plot or anything because I know people love to find that out themselves. I have signed an NDA, so I cannot give a ton of opinions on it because I know things that you don't know. And our tech guy Capwan is back to check on this drop frame issue.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
It's dropping frames. They're saying that it's freezing and everything like that. Is local recording still on?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll at least have a good one for YouTube. We'll cut this part out of YouTube.
Yay!
When your thing stopped.
What stopped?
Stream, didn't it?
No.
It's not on my Xbox right now.
Oh?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Dude.
I guess after this, let's try and power through the chick picks.
Yeah.
Because we're running behind a little bit more
Piper says
than...
we're still on.
Okay, that's strange. Hi, everybody.
Alright, well, we're gonna keep going then.
Yeah, alright, Mass Effect Andromeda.
So if you did not like Dragon Age Inquisition, you're probably not gonna like Mass Effect 4. Bad news bears, sorry. I feel like there was a lot that Mass Effect 4 could have done with the idea of visiting different planets. You know, in our own solar system, we have places that have ice moons and lava made out of silicone and acid rain and crazy rings.
These
Like,
sound like not fun places.
I mean, they're cool. They're not a moon made of gray rock.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to wait for reviews to purchase this game.
And then let's talk a little bit about Black Panther. Sarah, you read it. I wanted to dedicate a little bit of time to it, even though we're saying it's Poe Dameron Day. I feel like it's also Black Panther Day. So what did you think of the first Black Panther comic back?
It was not a strong opening for me. I felt like there were a lot of threads in this opening that I didn't care about because I don't know about them yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't convinced by the end of the issue to care about them. So yeah, I'm not super impressed personally.
I really like the art style.
The art is beautiful.
I love the art. Was the one thing that really just stood out to me, and is probably why I'm going to stay on with this book. And I'm really excited to see what Ta-Nehisi Coates does with it because I love his past work. But I agree with you. This is a very, very slow start for the comic, and I always get nervous about this kind of stuff. I got nervous when the Princess Leia miniseries was rolling out kind of slow too, and so I hope that we see it kind of pick up because this is the problem with a lot of like Marvel or just superhero comics in general. When you come into a storyline under a new standalone title, there's so much for the writer to catch you up on that like no matter what you do, you're almost always lost because of the way the universe is set up. So I think that was a big thing that it kind of fell prey to, but hopefully it turns up. I mean, it's a beautiful comic, so I really want this to do well.
Yeah. That's my problem exactly. I'm like, okay, what's canon? What's not canon? Oh, she's dead. He's alive. What's happening?
Yeah,
Who is this
exactly.
person? So I have so many questions that, and not enough of an answer to feel like I want to keep going. But I probably will just because I want to support this type of comic. I want to support comics with people of color as the lead. I wish they'd stop not doing a great job on them, like Storm. But there are other ones like Naomi. They're just not big names. So pick it up, Black Panther.
Woo! Alright, so next up, let me scroll the thingy down a little bit.
Scroll.
The mouse back up. So, I had the mouse down. Have fun figuring out.
Oh.
You figured it out.
Wait.
You did it.
Oh.
You did it.
Nope.
Just scroll that little thing, the thing in the middle. Just
Yeah,
wheel
I
it.
trackball.
am scrolling
Push
the thing
up.
in the middle.
Push up.
It's-
Click on it first. No,
Oh.
click on the screen first.
Oh wait, that's that screen. Okay, hold on.
We are
Over that way.
Oh, it's this way.
Yes.
Oh, how confusing.
We are
Oh,
having the best
there we
podcast.
go.
Look at this.
Hey
We got
guys, we just moved. We're a little out of it. All right. Now that we're back on track, it is time for Chick Picks. Chick Picks are things that we think you guys should go check out. They're usually either by a woman or about a woman, but not always. Sarah, you're up first.
It's a look. What was that about?
She's mad about my chick pick, but I'm gonna roll with it. My first chick pick is I'd like you to go to your local comic book stores and buy a comic.
Do it.
Please.
Always good. I went to Meltdown today to pick up my comics, and it was a lovely experience, as always.
They won't be around if we don't shop there. It doesn't matter how much money these superhero movies make. None of that money is going to the comic book store.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're buying all your comics digital or online, I understand if you don't have a local comic book store, but if you have a local comic book store around you, please go and support them so we can keep having comic book stores.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what she said, and I agree.
Yes. My first chick pick is Black Panther #1 and Poe Dameron #1, which were the two comics we're talking about today. So how about you go down to your local comic book store, like Sarah said, pick up these issues. They might even have a store-exclusive variant of Poe Dameron. Who knows? You don't know if you don't go.
We'll tie it all together. Great job.
Ba-boom!
Plus, you can get
Look
variant
at
covers, which is cool.
Yes, exactly.
Are they doing white covers for these? For the blank
for
covers?
Poe? I
For
think
Poe?
so. Yeah, I think they're doing that for Poe.
Alright, good.
Yeah. All right, Sarah.
Oh, I had to burp.
That's fitting.
EatGameLive.com. Sorry, I gotta type it. I can't see this far away with my glasses on. Eat Game Live, I bet. I bet it's Live.
That's Liv.
That's Liv. So I asked some of the women that I follow on Twitter to tell me about what they're working on because I follow a lot of really awesome ladies, such as Geek Girl Diva, on Twitter. So one of my friends shared her blog, which is Eat Game Live. You know what?
Hey, it could be live. We don't know.
It could be anything. And she shares articles about games, about cooking, about all sorts of things. It's very interesting. Lots of recipes, which make me happy. So go there. Be cool.
Woo!
So she's a contributor.
Yeah.
Making it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My second chick pick is me. It's me. It's me. I'm going freelance independently, which is really exciting and terrifying and awesome. And
you're going to be awesome.
I'm having a really good time, partially thanks to you. Yes, Geek Girl Diva has hooked me up with a lot of really cool opportunities. There's a lot of great stuff coming up. So if you guys want to work with me, feel free to visit my portfolio at OhCatrina.com/about. I just built it into something fucking crazy, so you just got to go look at it anyway. I'm very proud of it.
I think I may need you to help me run my site now. Wow.
Okay, so the third chick pick, let's kick it off with Geek Girl Diva's chick pick.
Aha! So, well, now, of course, I know what your chick pick is. So I'm tangential to hers in a way. Mm-hmm. Mine is The Magicians on Sci-Fi. I know it's wrapping up. We're coming into the season finale next week. And it is written by... I'm sorry?
It is written
in the prophecies.
Yes, sorry. It's written by Lev Grossman, but the reason I really have kind of cottoned onto it like this is because Sarah Gamble's involved with it. And she's a really awesome producer. She also is one of the producers who's pretty much like known for making Supernatural what it is. And she's just a really, really awesome lady. Like all the way around. When I met her, I was like, oh my god. I'm like, she's a total nerd. She's a total fangirl. And the show has a lot that it kind of does. But one of the things I really like about it is that it picks up pretty much every trope that you would think of, both for men and women, but especially for women, and then proceeds to just kick the shit out of them. So obviously this makes me happy. So yeah, I would say if you get a chance to, you can actually watch the episodes on sci-fi.com, and then
tell your friends.
Tell your friends, because seriously,
magic.
it is one of the best shows on television right now, and it's kind of crazy that the actors are incredibly brave.
Nice. Awesome. All right. Sarah, what is your third chick pick?
So, you guys may have noticed we had an awesome promo this week. We had our friend, cosplayer and host and like all-around and super intelligent guy, Leo Camacho, BR Poe Dameron, and then it was edited by Catrina, who did such a good job. Like, I was like, how are we gonna do this? We have to hire an editor. She was like, psh, she's magic. So even though he's not a lady, he is dating a lady that I like a lot, named Sarah Snitch. So I'm counting it.
He's a lady by
He is a lady
association.
by association. So I'm going to share his links in here, but he has he's on Instagram, he's on Twitter, and he's on YouTube, and he shows his cosplay, and he does a lot of Disney stuff. So if you like Disney stuff, you love this guy.
Yep.
My third and final chick pick is Wynonna Earp on Sci-Fi. It just kicked off, and if you guys remember the Wyatt Earp movie, it's sort of related to that. And it's a really cool supernatural Western series that I'm really loving. Female character in the lead. Amazing, and actually the ad is on the back of the Black Panther comic.
How cool is that?
So if you went to your local comic shop and bought Black Panther today, you would also know of Wynonna Earp.
Also,
Boom.
Gail Simone is in love with it. Like, she's so in love with it, she's
And
changed
almost
her avatar.
almost everything she likes is good. Almost everything.
Except a weird obsession with Luke Skywalker being hotter
Weird.
than Han.
Weird.
It's just not true.
Weird. Han is hotter. I'm sorry. I love Mark Hamill. He's like my old man boyfriend. I love that guy.
You know,
That's very
it's funny.
lovely to describe that
I
way.
love that
I
guy.
went to
But
her Twitter.
Han Solo is hotter.
Yes, he is. I went to her Twitter too, and it's her pinned tweet is who's hotter, Luke or Han? Luke, more Luke.
Wow.
Gail, I love you.
I love you, but you're fucking breaking my heart.
I'll just stop talking about Wolverine like that.
You know what?
He does not smell like chowder.
You know what's nice though? One of the things I love about Gail, she
Hmm.
says what she says. She's open about it, and she's also very cool with like you don't have to like what I like. You don't have to be into what I'm into. That's fine.
Yes.
And I dig that.
No, I have so many friends who are all into Doctor Who and all these other fandoms,
Yes.
Sherlock and stuff, and I'm like, I don't care about none of those things, but you're still cool as shit. Let's be friends.
Well, good because I'm into those things
Right?
too.
You're so cool as shit. What's up?
All right, and so finally we have reached our main topic, also known as Heads Up. That did not work.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Also known as
Heads
Up, Woman Up. Yay!
I wish you guys had taught me this, then I could do it.
It's cool. We're gonna be back
that-
on track next
Oh.
week. We're a mess this week. It's okay. We're a
We're
beautiful
all
mess. Thanks.
We're garbage people. Garbage pail
It's-
podcast.
It's garbage can, not garbage cat. Okay.
You should garbage cat.
Today is Poe Dameron Day. Yay!
Yeah, we have to wait. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you guys have to check out this primal primo body pillow.
So okay, so there's the front. Well, this is this side.
Oh damn.
Have you
Oh
seen this
Dameron. Oh Dameron.
He's looking at me now.
I know.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Do you see why I don't want to sleep with it though?
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely do not. I would snuggle that every day.
He's
It's
beautiful.
awesome.
The artist who did this is just awesome.
Oh, we're so excited to be talking about this character. Usually we have a focus on women, but I am making an exception because one,
Oh come on, he's
it's
metrosexual, and you know.
it's Oscar Isaac. He's a Latino man. I think that's enough.
Yeah,
That hit the minority
I'm
meter.
sorry.
We're ready.
Pardon
Let's do
my
it.
language, but he said Latino sexy motherfucker.
Yes.
Let's
Yeah. So Poe has gotten a lot of love lately, and I think it's really interesting. The phenomenon of Poe fandom. Like Rey is by far one of the most popular characters
Absolutely.
to come out of Force Awakens. She just barely lost to Luke on the This Is Madness popularity poll, which is really cool. She got up to the second to last round. So, but there's like this following with Poe. Poe is everybody's boyfriend. Poe is the one he is the hotshot guy that everyone wants to be. So
Yeah.
it's really cool, and we wanted to do this little Poe Dameron Day special to celebrate the release of the all-new comic out again by Charles Soule and Phil Noto. It's actually really fun, and it ties like 5 different stories out into one little fucking comic. So if you've read a lot of the Poe stories, you'll notice like characters and events and mentions of things that like happened in his past. So.
I'm right now. The thing that got me was Snap Wexley being on Jakku at 16.
Yes. And
Like-
that's really interesting. So we're gonna go into that, I guess. But the first thing I'd like to know is what did you guys think of the comic start? Like, do you think it was a strong start? Did you like it? Whatever. Let's start with Geek Girl Diva.
I thought it was a strong start. I basically anytime I think that Charles Soule really has Poe's voice. I think he's got Poe kind of in his pocket as far as how he talks and what his attitude is, and because I think Poe is, you probably put him closest to Han Solo, but there's this like brightness to him, you know, like it's all good, whatever it is, it's all good, you know, whereas Han would most likely shoot somebody first. You know, so they still have the kind of swagger, but Poe's more open even when he's sassing people. So I think that really comes across. And the art's great, but I think also, like you said, there's a lot of stuff that all of a sudden you're reading and you're like, wait, you know, and the fact that there's just been all that kind of tie-in. I love that they did it. I think it's pretty amazing when you think about the fact that Poe was supposed to be killed off.
Yes,
In TFA, and now not only lived through TFA, but has his own comic book now. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and he has, out of everybody, I think we've had the most backstory for Poe, and even people involved with Poe, and that's kind of what I love about this comic. What about you, Sarah?
You know, this one was funny, so I really liked the art in Black Panther, and I didn't like the art in this one very much. I saw that they were trying to make everyone look like the characters in the movies, so that we all, you know, felt like this was very in universe, but something about it just, I don't know, rubbed me the wrong way as far as a comic book is concerned. It wasn't my thing. There's also a lot of browns and reds and grays. It just wasn't visually appealing to me. But the story, yes, it has captured me. I want to know more. I want to know what the heck this blue thing is.
I want to know what the blue thing is, too.
The hell is that egg?
Yes. I like your egg.
I like your egg.
Okay, I like your egg.
I love it. Egg.
That's
what I'm going to say to him when I meet him in person. Hey, bro, I like your egg. And he's like, what are you talking about?
What the hell?
Nothing at all.
He'll know. He'll read the comics.
He reads the comics. Yeah. That's what I was because like he's
such a nerd.
Like twice in the interviews that he read Shattered Empire, which is where Shara Bay comes from, and also Lulo, the tall blue alien. If you notice in the comic, anybody who was reading, Lulo actually served alongside Poe's mom on Endor. He was the guy in her squadron. So I thought that was really cool. Like there's a lot.
There's tie-ins.
There are a lot of, and this is crazy. This is the thing about the Star Wars universe is there's been a lot of threads led out, but very few of them have tied into new stories. Like recently we got oh goodness, what's her name?
Give me something.
Kanan.
Kanan the Last Padawan?
Hera? No.
Sabine?
No, the Imperial.
Cassiana?
Who showed up in A New Dawn.
Sloane.
Ray Sloane just appeared in the Kanan
Thank
comic.
you. I was like, who?
I was freaking out about her, so I love seeing this stuff, and Snap as well.
Yeah.
Snap, not only did he tie back in, again, Snap was in the movie, he's also the star, or one of the stars of Star Wars Aftermath, out by Chuck Wendig, and we're going to see more of him in what is that, Life Debt? Aftermath Life Debt, which comes out this summer, I believe. And then we had Snap confess that he was on Jakku. He fought in Jakku, the Battle of Jakku, when he was 16 years old, which is crazy because that's like right before what's happening or right after what's happening in Aftermath right now. So really crazy shit.
That makes me think that my guess is that Nora, that's going to be interesting.
It's going to be really interesting.
See, and that makes me excited because I loved Aftermath, and that makes me excited because now I know that, that's going to tie in. Like what you mentioned about how Star Wars has all these threads. I think one of the beauties of what the story group is doing now is because they literally keep all this information in one place, they can do that, where they can kind of, put something out here, and then a year later, they do something that ties right back into that thing they did a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're consuming all of the media, then you're like pop, 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 pop. But even if you're not, you can still identify each character like on their own.
Yeah, I love that. That's what I really love about when I'm looking at this spread, and I'll pull it up again. I'm looking at the spread of all the characters from Black Squadron, and as someone who follows all the story, I know them. I love them. Like Kari-kun and Lulo are both in the before the Awakening book, and they serve with Poe on his squadron for the New Republic before he joins the Resistance. So that's really cool. Jess Pava from the movie. And seeing a little bit more about her. So it's cool because these characters get their introductions, but you already know a little bit about them. And then when they say stuff, like when Jess Pava was going
like, seriously? I was going to do something, and now I have to take it apart?
Yeah, she's super nerding out over something she has to take apart and rebuild. And I'm like, I love getting to know her a little bit more. So for people,
she's the tech expert of the group, obviously.
Yeah.
Which I think is awesome.
Yeah, I love that. I love that she's a pilot and a tech expert and like a super nerd about it.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So, I mean, this is really cool because you got to see the origins of Black Squadron, which is the team that Poe flew with in The Force Awakens. So, I think that this is going to be a really cool comic. The characters that are antagonizing him currently are really cool, but I think that the big mamma jam is coming next issue when we find out who this crazy ginger Imperial guy is.
Dude!
I hate to say he's related to Hux, but I assume he's related to Hux. Yeah, but Hux's family played a really big part in the First Order.
Tattoo
the tattoo. Yeah. Yeah, so there's that. It's a really interesting start to the comic because we have this all new bad guy, and I'm not saying he'll show up in any of the movies or anything, but it's cool to see Poe especially have his own antagonist. Like, it really feels like he's getting his own story.
Yeah, everyone gets their own person.
Like Finn has Phasma. That's his, like, primary antagonist. Rey is Kylo Ren, and now Poe's gonna have somebody to be, like, his big bad. So
that's good.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed the comic overall. I love the little callbacks to the way he flies and his mother's history and his own history with Leia and her work as part of the Republic and the Resistance. So that was really dope.
Honestly, I would have been perfectly happy with it just Poe being sassy. So
yes, definitely.
Sassy Poe is kind of my favorite Poe.
Yes, I love the Poe and BB-8 in this comic.
Yeah.
I thought that was super cute.
I love Poe and BB-8 together.
Yes. What about you, Sarah?
I don't care about that damn soccer ball.
What?
Oh!
What? Oh my god. I don't know what to say to you.
That's fine. I'm obsessed with Oscar Isaac as Poe, so I think for me the comics are not going to do as much for me except giving me story. Because even while I was reading it, as much as I did like the story and everything, I was also kind of like, I feel like he would have said something funnier. Maybe his eyebrow would have twerked a little bit when he said it, and then that would have been like what made it funny.
Oh my god!
I love that it's all about Oscar Isaac. That's why people love the character.
What is so funny to me, you can ask Catrina. She's known me for like what 2-3 years now. Have I ever been an Oscar Isaac fan?
No.
I've never brought this man up. I've never said a word about him.
I was the same way, but only because I had seen him. I mean, I saw him in Sucker Punch. It wasn't that I didn't like. I mean, I didn't like him because he was a jerk.
He's just a really good actor.
But he's a
different character every time. He's not a character actor. He's an actor.
I watched Mojave, and that's an interesting flick. But Oscar Isaac is just phenomenal.
Right. So just like Tom Loki.
Tom Loki.
Yeah, so just like Tom Hiddleston as Loki, I like Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
And those are the only times I like those characters and really want to engage with them. So I'm kind of like, it's whatever. I'm catching up in the comics. As you guys know, I'm still very bitter over the expanded universe disappearing. I'll probably never get over it because I'm a pessimist. And you need me on this show to keep all this Star Wars bullshit in check for you.
I know. Well, at least you're not as bad as, like, the Bring Back Legends people.
Yeah, but like
they're, like, crazy.
And I really do think that now, especially when you think about it in the buyout, that they did get the rights to all the EU characters too.
And there's stuff that's
especially stuff sliding in other places.
They're especially, I don't know, this next coming season of Star Wars Rebels, I think
my favorite character is definitely not going to be in it because they've kind of taken a bunch from her storyline and made her into
Jaina, yeah.
But here's the thing, I mean, I was thinking about this, and the biggest thing that they have to face is that the whole EU...
Jaina's not my favorite, by the way, in case you're confused. It's a Nia Solo.
Sorry,
okay.
But
yes, I am
they did.
Jaina, they've taken away all of the female Jedi and everything like that. There's just a lot for me that I enjoyed about the expanded universe that they're not using anymore because they wanted these magical, special, 2 only Jedi things. So I'm not a big fan of that.
I think we're going to see some changes, though. I really do.
I have a lot of faith in Rian Johnson and absolutely no faith in Colin Trevorrow.
I have a lot of faith in Dave Filoni. I think we're going to see...
Did you guys just name a bunch of types of sandwiches?
Really?
Yeah.
Rian Johnson's directing episode 8.
Okay.
Colin Trevorrow's directing episode 9.
He's got made Jurassic World.
Directed Jurassic World. Yeah, there's a little bit of trepidation there.
Yeah.
And Dave Filoni...
he's behind
the Clone Wars. And
you think Dave Filoni's name is funny? Wait till you see, like, he just runs around in a cowboy hat.
He's amazing.
He's like always smiling, like he talks like this because he can't stop smiling all the time.
Dude, I love him.
He talks like this all the time.
He's one of my favorite people on the planet.
I've been watching Star Wars Rebels though.
Oh yeah.
I watched Clone Wars as well.
And Pablo Hidalgo, who's one of the people in the story group, the two of them are very much fans of the expanded universe.
Yeah, there's going to be some stuff coming up real soon, I think.
I think the stuff that, I think that the EU was taken out of canon simply because of storyline.
Right.
Yeah,
issues.
Feasibility.
I mean, the feasibility of when
Leia and Han would be grandparents
at this
point.
I can totally understand that. It makes sense. There were a lot of threads that didn't make sense, but they didn't have to take away the female Jedi. They didn't have to take Leia away as a Jedi Master. I completely disagree that, she's focused on being general. I'm sorry, did you see the Clone Wars?
I'm not sure that that there's going to be... I think that they're going to pull things in. I really do.
Well, the only reason I think I have faith...
I really do.
The only reason I have
Maybe
faith
not the names, but...
The only reason I have faith in Leia doing Force stuff in future movies is because she's doing a lot of Force stuff in other media right now. Like, she's having visions, she picked up a lightsaber in the comics, like, there are a lot of things going on, so... I don't know if she's going to be like a Jedi Master, which would be amazing because
honestly,
I have this one distinct memory of Leia from the EU from like the end of the Throne trilogy, the middle of the Throne trilogy. I think it's the middle, and she's on Kashyyyk and she's climbing through Wookiee trees, avoiding those.
Well,
guards.
I don't think she's going to be doing that stuff now.
Okay, so she's climbing through Wookiee trees. She's 7 months pregnant, and she's cutting shit down with a lightsaber while climbing trees and pregnant.
Okay, this is why they call it fiction.
Yeah, and that was like expanded universe Leia. So like, I'm just waiting for like this Leia that just kind of.
I have a really unpopular opinion about that.
I mean, I'm not saying it's the best version of Leia because it was kind of
not what I
crazy,
mean.
but
I think that while I love Carrie Fisher and love her as Leia, I think that there are circumstances that limit her in certain ways. And I think that means that they have to make adjustments. But I do think that we'll get somebody else who, you know what I mean, that'll be
I'm sorry, like,
there somewhere.
People died and we still put them in movies. Like, I kind of don't agree, like, just because that actress can't do it, I don't agree that we can't have her doing scenes. Yoda did all his own stunts.
She's a real person.
Yeah,
Yoda was a real puppet.
Yoda was not a real puppet when he did all the crazy stuff.
No.
And Captain America.
And it looked weird.
And Captain America was flying around and he can't really fly. I'm sorry.
Seriously.
Gladiator, we had a man in that entire movie Ray, who was dead after
guys.
the first scene. You can't tell me we can't just make Leia do what we want. It wouldn't have been a long scene anyway. She'd have just popped in, sniped some people off with her little lightsaber, and popped back out. It would have been fine. Y'all are cool with all these elastic bodies in your superhero movies. You just didn't feel like it.
I like it.
Okay, I pay.
Dude.
I would love to see them try to get
I'm still holding out faith that Leia's gonna have a Jedi moment.
I would love to see them try to get Carrie Fisher in a harness.
See, I would just like it to even be that shit, like that Cut Maz scene where they were escaping, and this was the one that didn't even make it into the script, where she actually used the Force, and they were escaping the troops, and she used the Force to bring like the ceiling down. Like that's the kind of shit that I'd like to see Leia do. If she's not out having, yeah, like she didn't need to be out doing backflips or anything like that. Just little things like. Her understanding of the Force, to me, is a very unique and intimate version of what a Force user is. So I think that's... If I see Leia in action, that's the kind of shit I want to see. Like, she throws somebody out of the way so that they don't hit Rey or something like that. So, I don't know. It all depends. Leia's having some crazy Force stuff in the comic and the books, but we're talking about Poe.
We were talking about
we were talking about Poe, and I'm sorry, it's Woman Up Show. We started talking about a woman. Oops.
Because that's what we do.
It's what we do, guys. Sorry.
I love that you have this much faith in.
I have a lot of faith.
People's ability.
I have so much faith in this world. That's why I'm always so sad.
That's why she's the optimist. I'm the pessimist. It works perfectly.
Yeah, that's our dynamic.
I shit on her shit. She shines a bright light on the shit.
Yep.
Dresses the shit up.
And then Sarah has to be like, okay, whatever.
So we have dressed up bright shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Bright, colorful poopy.
That's what I'm here for.
Catrina likes it. Leave it alone.
Would I want to make you sad? No.
Okay, so I guess overall, let's yeah, we got our overall thoughts.
Dude.
I'll be in love, dancing my Poe dance, baby. Don't you?
This is my new
forget
favorite
about
thing.
me.
I'm gonna take him with me everywhere.
Don't.
Sorry, Poe. Here.
So I think overall the comics started out really strong. Hopefully the art improves a little and Phil kind of falls into that style. Oscar Isaac is he's kind of like Harrison Ford, where he has a very characteristic face. So it's like, oh God, how do I do it?
He's like, I just drew him perfectly, but now what do I do?
Yeah, my friend Lee Joel Bermejo is doing one of the covers for Han Solo, and he just complained because he's like, I've redone this 3 times already. His face. So yeah, hopefully.
Damn him and that craggy, handsome face.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where this comic goes. I don't know if it's a miniseries or not. I forgot.
We don't pay attention.
I forgot.
Like it's a one-off. That was
I
it.
want a Kanan and Hera comic.
Huh?
Dang it!
Where they just get married.
Dude, I just want to see them. I want to see their adventures after A New Dawn, but before they went and picked up Zeb.
So here's what I'm confused about. Are they dating?
How do I answer
Okay,
this
so
question?
here's how they answer it. So, like, first off, Freddie totally said that, like, Kanan loves Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
In a recent
Freddie
podcast.
is so on board.
So,
as he said, he's a one Twi'lek dude.
The overall decision is that, like, they're in the middle of a war. They don't want to pursue romance because...
You gotta do it for when he dies. Don't be stupid.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you gotta
Well,
go
You
before
only live once, especially if you're in a
YOLO,
war.
Hera.
YOLO, Hera.
Yeah.
YOLO, Hera. Go get that
Well,
man.
I think we're going to be seeing that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And
after
especially
this
because
past
I was
season.
doing the rewatch and I realized something, which is it was easy for me to think that they had shown it and then it disappeared, like, early.
Mm-hmm.
But those two have, like, little conversational romance things, like, in the first 6 to 7 episodes.
Yeah.
And then it sort of went underground.
Mm-hmm.
And then it popped up again, but then in season 2, it was like, "Durr," and
Yeah.
then it sort of started sliding up again, and then we got something at the end. But I
Yeah.
think that part of it is that what they can't really show a ton, because kid show. But I do think that the general theory is that they're space married, that basically they've been together this whole time. And that the only reason I would love for them to just kind of come out and say that is because I love couples that work together and get along, and it's not about, like, the angst of getting together.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I love Wash and Zoe.
Yeah.
Because this is just part of who they are. So you don't have to do that whole dance of, will they, won't they? Are they, aren't they? You know, it's just like, okay, they are.
Yeah.
And then when there's these little moments between them, you go, aw. You know, so.
That's cute.
As a married person, there are certain things I see them do that I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was curious about, but then I didn't see any episodes where they outright stated it.
They don't state it. It's never been spoken.
The bastard!
Damn you!
I don't know if they can, you know.
Hey, we have a lot of romance in kids' stories. We just grew up with it. We were like, it's fine.
Yeah, shipping was a thing when I was
But
like
you know
8.
what? Hey.
I mean, we had a little 12-year-old boy kissing up on a grown teenager girl in Avatar. Ugh.
It's creepy
Do
DGs.
not
See?
ship Zutara and...
Creepy
But I
DGs.
shipped Zutara and Zuko. They could kiss all they wanted. It would have been fine. I also didn't have a problem with Sokka kissing anyone because they looked his age.
Yeah,
It-
well,
it
that's a
was-
whole...
Right, it was making somebody who looked like a child.
Yeah, that's the weird part. Like, I still have a hard time with baby Anakin flirting with Padme. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this
I made this
difference.
Dude, I'm sorry. If an 8-year-old made me a necklace, I'd be like,
okay, creeper.
Okay.
Are you an angel?
Where's your mother?
Are you a stalker?
Can you leave me alone?
Yeah.
Like, little freaky deaky.
Bad. Why did they do it? Why? Their timeline still doesn't make sense. They didn't need to do that.
These are things that we will not speak about.
Anyway, let's get into the outro so that we don't have to think about this creepy child romance anymore.
Yeah.
Poe Dameron Day,
The
everybody.
podcast where we give you the heebie-jeebies.
Our next show is going to be on April 20th.
You know that's 420.
420.
What?
So our whole episode is going to be dedicated to green characters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm impressed.
420. Green.
420.
We're so fucking funny.
We're so funny. We didn't want to do it on St. Patrick's Day because that's rude. I don't
That man
know.
was a saint. He drove all the stakes out. We're not disrespecting him as long as there is Irish blood in my veins.
We have a YouTube channel. You guys can follow us at bit.ly/capital W woman, capital U up, capital S show. Please keep subscribing to us so that we don't have to use this stupid short link anymore.
No, let me tell you. We actually, I mean, yes, subscribe to us. We actually have enough subscribers to not use this short link. Unfortunately, the word Woman Up Podcast is too long to be a YouTube channel.
Why are we Woman Up Show?
Woman Up Show or
We
Woman Up
cannot
Pod?
edit it. We can't change it. We can only add to it, and adding to it makes it even longer. And also, YouTube says that name is already taken, which clearly it's not. So sorry, guys.
I'm gonna beat up whoever the other Woman Up
YouTube
Show
is not
is.
responding to me. I've tried to ask them questions. Of course, we're a tiny baby channel, so they don't give a shit about us yet. So if we get bigger, we will actually be able to be like, hey, we're signed to a network now, and that network is reaching out to YouTube, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, so continue to subscribe to us. And you guys can also follow us if you listen to us on allgames.com/whoop or http/WUP
What?
or bit.ly/whoop iTunes. You can follow me at OhCatrina anywhere on the internet and check out OhCatrina.com for my latest ramblings. Sarah, where can we find you?
SarahTheRebel, Sarah's an H is God in the Bible intended, and you can find me everywhere from Pinterest to your mom's house.
Yay! And Geek Girl Diva.
I want to steal hers. Geek Girl Diva.
Yes.
I'm serious.
Thank you so much
everywhere.
for joining us, by the way.
Yes,
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for
you.
asking me. You guys
It's
are
so
crazy.
lovely to have you.
We're
I
gonna,
should have been better prepared for this. I was gonna bring alcohols and then I'm
dude,
like, wait.
I'm gonna have to come back and we're gonna have to do, well, either that, I'm gonna have to Uber.
Ooh.
But, yeah, we need to have an alcohol related podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, we normally drink a little bit on the show, but since I just had surgery, I'm not allowed to drink. I have no idea why Catrina isn't drinking.
It didn't occur to me.
What? Who are you? What are you doing, Catrina?
She was so
It's a
blissed
weird
out
day.
by the idea of me being here.
No,
didn't
she was
need anything.
focused. She was
Yeah,
like, Pope, my
look,
baby's
there you
here.
go.
I was
Here you go.
focused. Okay, so we will see you guys on the 20th. It's been wonderful and super real. Until then, party down and woman up!
Bye, guys.
Bye. 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 Follow us on Twitter at Woman Up Show. Tweet your thoughts at us. Cause we're leaving.
What?